Hello everyone, the story I'm going to share today is The Minister's Strange Dream. This story took place during the Qing Dynasty. In the 20th year of Qian Long, a wealthy minister lived in a mansion in Tao Village. The emperor told him to inspect the Yellow River. The minister had been working very hard, even though it was Chinese New Year's Eve. He dared not stop or rest. That day, he asked 4 officials to accompany him. When night came, they held torches in their hands and continued to patrol along the river. As they walked across the ice surrounded by endless white reeds, he saw a tent in the distance. A light shone from it. The minister asked an official to see who was in the tent. After a while, a civil officer came up. The minister praised him for working so diligently, even on New Year's Eve. The civil officer said, "It's already quite late, and it's very cold and windy. You've walked so far. Since this is New Year's Eve, shall we have a drink to welcome the new year?" The minister happily accepted. After they finished drinking, the minister and the others returned to the hotel and soon fell asleep. As soon as the minister fell asleep, he began to dream. He dreamed that he was working very hard and riding a horse. However, he was in very different surroundings. Eventually, he got off the horse and began walking. He walked and walked until he came to a desert. He continued walking for nearly 2 miles until he saw a house. He went to the house and knocked on the door. An old woman opened it. When he looked closely, he realized that she was his mother. His mother said in surprise, "Why are you here?" The minister told his mother that the emperor told him to inspect the Yellow River. His mother said, "This is not the human world. Since you came here, how can you go back?" When she said this, the minister knew that his mother had died. He immediately thought that he was also dead, and so he started crying bitterly. His mother said, "Go see the monk who lives on the west bank of the river. He has supernormal ability. I will take you to him." The minister followed his mother. After walking for a long time, they finally arrived at the temple. The temple looked grand enough for the emperor to live in. When they entered, they noticed a monk who sat facing south. His eyes and mouth were closed. The minister kowtowed 3 times, but the monk didn't respond. The minister said, "I'm an imperial court minister, sent by the emperor to inspect the Yellow River. Even though I accidentally came here, why do you so rudely ignore me? Why don't you say something?" The monk smiled and said, "You've killed many people, so here you don't hold a high position. What do you want from me?" The minister said, "Although I killed many people, they were all criminals, and I was just following orders. What then have I committed?" The monk said, "Did you handle the cases according to the law, or did you just do what the emperor wanted, so that you could be promoted to high position?" The monk took out the jade object and pointed at the minister's heart. The minister immediately felt a rush of cold air attacking his organs. His heart pounded as though it was about to leap out his chest. He began sweating so hard that his entire body was wet, as though it had rained on him. He could not talk and dared not argue with the monk. After a while, the minister said in a weak voice, "I'm wrong. I have sinned. Please let me go home, and I will change." The monk said, "You're not one who can easily change, but today is not your last day on earth." The monk turned around and told the other monk, "Take him out and send him home." The other monk led the minister out of the temple. When they stepped outside, it was very dark. The little monk opened his fist, which held a small pearl that illuminated the darkness. The light from the pearl helped the minister find his way to his mansion in Tao Village. Then his mother came to him and tearfully said, "My son, although you are going back, soon you will return here." The minister found himself riding his horse, and he soon came to the front gate of his mansion. As soon as he got off his horse, he suddenly woke up. He realized that it was already afternoon, and the first day of Chinese New Year. Because it was the first day of the new year, many officials came to celebrate. The main hall of the minister's mansion was crowded with people, and they were wondering why the minister was so unusually late. Unfortunately, despite the warning in his dream, the minister had not truly planned to change and be a good person. After he returned home, he did not change at all. That April, he became very sick and died while he was working. This story once again tells us that God is watching what we do. Therefore, we should cherish everything we have, think kindly, and do good deeds. Always think of others and let things take their own course. Because if it belongs to you, it will never be lost. Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if you just subscribe it. Thank you again.